Compass FM. Bruce Janes is with me. For those that don't know, Bruce is the Principal Rural Fire Officer here in North Canterbury. Bruce has a big job, covers a big area. Morning, Bruce.
Hey, how we doing?
Good. You've just managed to get some time away, though. I know you like your hunting. You've been off for the raw. Not that successful from what you've just told me, Bruce, but some people were doing well, yeah?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, a lot of people were coming out with lots of venison for the freezer and a few big heads, which was great to see. Yeah, I'm going to blame my equipment. I have all the gear and no idea, so it was entirely the fault of something else other than my actual skill.
I know you've had plenty of success over the years, Bruce.
No, all good. It was a great trip.
Good stuff, Bruce. We're in a restricted fire season. For those that don't know, what does that mean?
Yeah, sure. So we're still restricted, which means all fires in the open by permit. That's a very simple system. There's no charge. There's free advice. We'll come and inspect a large burn if needed, and that's simply by going to check it's all right on the googly box, and away you go. You follow your nose to fill in and get a permit. So very straightforward. We're encouraging people to burn now. One thing we've noticed, which is of interest, is a lot of people are not burning, not getting permits, waiting for open season, and that's all lovely, but what happens is all of you start burning as soon as we go open, which will only be a week or two away now once we get some rain, and of course there's smoke everywhere, so people dial 111 as they should, and of course we're chasing our tail again. So we're encouraging people, ironically, being a fire service, to actually burn. We actually want you to burn. If you look at the Culverton Basin, that's a good one. So people wait and wait and wait, and then they all burn as soon as we go open, and that fills that basin, and it's trapped because it's nice calm autumn weather, right? So there's smoke for days, and all the washing's all polluted, and people with asthma are coughing up, and so yeah, burn away, get a permit. Very straightforward process,
and no cost.
No cost at all.
All right, so burn till your heart's content. Is it normal for us to be still in a restricted season at this time of year?
No, very much La Nina. Now, earlier I've said that we would typically get these big equinox winds as we transitioned now through to autumn winter. Hasn't happened, but what has happened is particularly typical of this weather type is that long dry, which we're all complaining about now. So that's why we're still restricted. The heavy fuels are very dry. This is your big logs, forest fuels. And then you will have noticed all your perennial grasses have dried off. So the tag, the dry grass seeds and heads are all predominant. And it's very easy for a fire in a paddock or a property to skip down into a riverbed or into trees. And that's for those heavy fuels, which are particularly dry at the moment from the whole summer. They're our hazards. So that's why we're sitting on a restricted season. It's still unsafe to have large fire in the environment or uncontrolled fire in the environment.
Yeah, we're lacking the water, that's for sure. I see the hydro lakes are about 30% down on where they should be this time of year too, Bruce.
Yeah,
there was a massive hay barn fire recently. I know you and I often discuss hay barn fires, and there was a massive one, I think it was in Canterbury.
That's right.
Recently. Just a quick reminder around that, Bruce. There's not a lot you guys can do once they're alight, is there?
No, and interestingly, and possibly alarming for our listeners, is that we will leave a hay barn fire alone. We'll just let it burn. By the time we get there, the shed is gone. The shed is either completely damaged or compromised, with all the paint gone and corrosion setting in on what will now be bare metal. The roofs are destroyed, the wiring's gone, the plumbing's gone. So we actually let them burn, because if you pull them apart, that just means we're there for days and days and days putting out hay, which stock won't touch anyway because it's smoke damaged. So hay barns are a thing. You'll see us just monitor the hay barn and protect buildings around a hay barn from catching fire, and just let the hay burn. And that we just want to reiterate that message. When cutting hay, it's all done now, but allowing it to dry properly before baling, and if in doubt, leaving it paddock stored before going into shed to get rid of that moisture. It's the moisture heat up that causes the spontaneous combustion.
All right. Change of season, always a good time to check your smoke alarms, Bruce.
That's the number one message. Well done. Is to get around and check those alarms and replace them. Switch to your photoelectrics if you can. Available from any hardware store, which have a 10-year lifespan, and get those things changed. You'd be surprised the number of fatalities in home fires. 30% are because they didn't have a smoke alarm. 10% are because the smoke alarms weren't checked. So do that, and practice your damn escape. Actually get up, 7 o'clock tonight, whatever you like. Do it a bit later when the kids are nearly in bed. It's a bit of fun. Practice walking out the door. Where's the key? Where's my torch? Where's my jandals? Walk to the letterbox, whatever your safe point is. Do that practice. So it helps you remember that in the 2 in the morning, when you're half asleep, just where the heck is the torch and my jandals? So two important points there.
Be a good idea to do it blindfolded?
Anything to make it fun. You'd be surprised, even adults, like, can I get out my window? Can I actually do that? Am I injured? Am I frail? Can I actually get out the window? I need two avenues of escape from my room. So, yeah, have the practice. It can be fun and it can be quite educational.
Such good advice because, in the heat of the moment, excuse the pun, you want to be able to think, man, I know what to do here.
That's it. It's got to be automatic.
What about charging devices? Bruce, just a quick look at that. It can be damn dangerous, especially with aftermarket chargers, right?
That's it. So don't load up your plugs. Don't load up the plug socket in the wall with 1,000 things plugged into it, and only use chargers for laptops and phones that are genuine to the product. Be it a Samsung, Panasonic, whatever. Make sure you're using a good quality charger. Put it on top of a bench that can't catch fire. Your typical kitchen benches are okay. They'll get damaged, but they won't catch fire, or on the stone fire hearth. And just have only 1 or 2 items on charge, not a whole bunch, like I'm saying. And you should be pretty safe. And as we've been talking about, do your chimney checks, clean the chimneys. Where is the firewood? Is all the long grass underneath the decking? Is that all been cut out? Have a little bit of a property tied up as we go into winter and we start burning our fires inside the house.
Good stuff, Bruce. Thanks for popping in. As always, Bruce Janes, FENZ, Principal Rural Fire Officer here in North Canterbury.
Compass FM.